Hi, everybody, and welcome to the North American Association of Cerebral Palsy Advocates Chatline. My name is Caleb William Wells. I am the founder and chairman of the North American Association of Cerebral Palsy Advocates. With me today, I have Tanner Lynn, our vice president of the North American Association of Cerebral Palsy Advocates. And we are starting this podcast to shed light on our members and the triumphs that they have over cerebral palsy. So if you want to go ahead, Tanner, kind of introduce yourself and what we do as an organization.
Hi, I'm Tanner Lynn, and I'm the Vice President of the association. And what we do as an association is we meet every week to discuss topics related to cerebral palsy and disabilities, and um, and really have an open discussion about things that are happening in the disability community or in our members' lives, personally, or um, we just have an open dialogue about things that might need to be changed in uh, in the disability world. So
I like the word you use there. It's an open dialogue. It's a place where people can come and be a part of what we call it our association family, and we don't take that lightly. We love everybody. We take care of everybody. And like any family, we fight, we bicker. But at the end of the day, we're really there to listen and be heard and have that place where we can go and that full support.
it,
When I started the association 3 years ago, the goal was to create a support group for adults with cerebral palsy. Uh, I feel that we have done that, and Tanner has come on about a year and a half ago, right?
yes, year
And
and a half.
so, and we have really started to move forward and move into different things, and the podcast is a part of that. So, we're really glad we're here, really glad that you're making us part of your week, part of your day, wherever you are, in your car, in your house, wherever. Right? We're really happy you're here. So, Tanner, just kind of go into your background and how you came upon the association and
So
why you think it's important.
so I, as far as I'm came across this association based upon being bored out of my mind one day. I saw I saw a post um in a disability related group about this group, and and I thought, I don't know anybody else with cerebral palsy, and so I'm gonna just join. And yeah, it all started from there, because now I feel like this is very important, and I feel like we're all here to support each other, and it doesn't matter what our abilities are. We're all in this together.
And that's important too. It's about creating a community. Uh, we we as an organization want to really end the isolation that the cerebral palsy community has. And for me, it was I would look at these other organizations like the North America or the National Federation of the Blind, the NFB was one that I looked at. Uh, I got really inspired when I would go to the National Federation of the Blind conferences. And I got very lucky to be a part of that organization through some personal relationships that I had, and I saw the community that all of these blind Americans had built. And it really got me thinking. I'm like, we could do that for cerebral palsy, and we could do that really well. And the world is much smaller now today through social media. Anybody can access social media through their phone, and with the pandemic happening and everybody going online to Zoom anyway, it was really a way to connect parts of the country that we could never even imagine doing as someone who lived in the Midwest and was in the middle of the country and had none of that support system. So I really ventured out to kind of create it on my own. And Tanner, you and I met through this group and figured out that we live about 2 hours away from each other.
Yes.
So that that's been a really cool thing, but it it's ironic that you bring up that you found this group out of boredom, because it was founded out of boredom. I was sitting in my apartment during the pandemic and really racking my brain, and we had our NFB conference over Zoom. And I was like, those people are still with us, still around. We could totally build that for our community. And I feel like we've done that.
I feel like we have to, and it's every time we have a meeting or a conversation, it's like we're all in the same room. It's regardless of where we're at. I mean, we're all sitting in different parts of the country, but we're all together at the same time, and that's what matters, I think.
Yeah. So as of right now, we have 109 members on our Facebook page, which I will link in the description of this podcast. So if you go into the podcast notes, you'll find our Facebook link. And we have anywhere between 6 and 9 members that meet with us every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, which would be 3 out west and then 4 in the Mountain Time Zone. We actually don't have anybody. I'm the only one west of the Mississippi River, so we're hoping to expand that way with our membership. And do you want to? I know we kind of touched on what we do in meeting, but go through like a typical meeting afternoon, what that looks like, Tanner.
So, what a typical meeting afternoon looks like is we go through and figure out, is there something going on in the environment that we need to discuss about disabilities? Like, did something happen recently to somebody that has a cool story that we could bring up in meeting, or something like that? So we try to have a different topic every week, and we just try to have a varying array of topics when we get together.
And it's never really the same topic twice. Yes,
No, we don't.
Yeah, if there's a persistent issue, yes, we'll touch on it more than once. But our meetings can range from anywhere talking about access to buildings and independent living, all the way to being able to forge friendships and relationships, and how to just be a successful human and kind of live that typical life, for
That
lack of a better term.
or how to be as independent as possible.
Yeah,
For
employment.
somebody who's not able to be independent, well, we try to help them through that process.
Yeah, and being able to help you find resources. That's what we're here for, because we all come from different walks of life and things that we do. My background is in special education and sport and recreation management. So I like to focus on access and equal access in law and things like that. Uh, Tanner has a background in assistive technology and information technology. We have people in this group that run their own business and talk about their struggles with that. We have people in the group that are students that talk about their educational experiences. So really, we all bring something different to the table, uh, and we all try to learn from each other. So that's what it boils down to, and you can kind of jump on that if you want to, Tanner.
And we always try to be as adaptive as we can to different members from around the country. If somebody has never been to college or something, that doesn't matter because we're all different, and so we try to have that availability for everybody to be included.
And I know we kind of joke about the tax exemptions that we would get if we would, register as a church, because we kind of meet all those requirements. And I see you laughing over here, Tanner, and I'm not going to post the video, but I see you laughing. And it really is a kind of a come as you are kind of thing. We take all sorts of people. We try to adapt to all sorts of people, and some people find that it's not for them. Some people find that it is for them. We just want you to give it a try. So, do you have anything else to add on that?
We're just we're always we're always available, and we always want you to feel like you have a voice, and that's where we come in as an association. We try to give people that voice.
Really, I honestly believe that. And I equate it to being at a county line bar bonfire when we get into meetings. That's because that's sometimes how it is, you're just with your friends, and we really try to pull each other out and really try to forge those long-standing friendships. Uh, Two of my best friends, one of them sitting in this room, two of my best friends uh, have come from this group. And without this group, I wouldn't have ever really met those people.
Exactly.
So the fact that I created something like this, and not to steal the words of Rose Nyland from the Golden Girls, not to flute or toot my own flugelhorn, but I really, I really actually am amazed when I go back and see how much impact that we have had on a small group of people, and we really are looking to expand our outreach. And we're going to bring people on here and talk about their lives and what they do, and how they've been impacted by our organization. And I'm really excited to see how that works out. So throughout the month of March, we'll be posting those podcasts. And if it goes well and people are listening, we might go past March. But we picked March because March is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. And we're all about awareness and getting our wheel at the table, so to speak, for those of us who sit in wheelchairs and are wheelchair users. We're getting our wheel at the table. We're taking steps in the right direction. We're walking tall as it is, but I feel that we can build this into something better. And I feel like Tanner would agree with that as well.
I feel like I feel like we're doing that, and I feel like we're on the right path to the right direction. So I could I definitely agree with you there.
So hopefully we'll be able to post these on Thursdays, because Tuesdays are meeting days. Wednesdays we have kind of our wrap up in our board meeting, and then I have a day job. And so Thursdays will hopefully be our day to kind of put these together, edit them, and record them. Tanner, would you like to come back and sit in on my next interview?
Sure, I would.
So again, thank you guys for joining us. I was going to wrap up here, but I didn't even really talk about myself. I let Tanner talk about himself, and I'll just kind of give my background on me. I kind of gave it. My name's Caleb Wells. I'm from Eastern Missouri, and what really drew me to this was a lifetime of advocacy and service. When I was 5 years old, I remember getting in trouble for advocating for myself in kindergarten because I talked back to a teacher. And my mom kind of looked at me and was like, that may have not been the best way to go about it, but I'm proud of you for speaking up and having your voice. And I really want, with this group, to be able to share the lessons that I have learned as a lifelong advocate and the things that my mom has been able to teach me, and really kind of expand her legacy because she's no longer with us. And I feel I would be doing myself a disservice, the community a disservice, and my mother a disservice if I didn't share what I learned as a lifetime advocate and an educator myself. My background's in secondary social science education and sociology, so that's what I'm passionate about. I have a degree in sport and recreation management. I'm very passionate about adaptive athletics, and being able to get employment for people with cerebral palsy is really what it boils down to, is that education and that employment, and going about it at their speed and how they want to do it is what I'm passionate about. So I'm going to cry if I don't wrap this up. So I really thank you, Tanner, again for joining us. Anybody who listened to this, thank you for joining us. And we will see you on the next one. And if this has inspired you to check out our Facebook page, I will link our Facebook page and our website in the podcast notes as well. So thank you again, and have a great rest of your week. And